Hi, Chell. How are you today?
I'm great, Jack. How are you today?
Actually, I'm doing good. It's sunny here. I live in Florida, Boca. I know you have been here, so you know my situation. And I really thank you that you take time of your busy day to come on this webinar speaking about the portal. And I think other franchisees are really interested about your opinion.
Well, thanks for asking me to participate, and I was more than happy to because this is become an invaluable tool to our store. And if other owners aren't using this tool, they have no idea the difference it makes in how we're able to provide streamlined services to our clients for drug testing results.
Tell me about situation you didn't use the portal and how you managed the drug test and the lab test results.
Correct. We've been open for about 5 years, and this was one of the tools that we put in place about 2 years into our business, and it made an instant difference. Like anything, a new computer, a new phone, a new program, there is a learning curve, but it was a very short one. Your support and patience was incredible and invaluable to help us walk through it and learn how to use it. It's not difficult once you get the hang of it, but for someone like myself who's very handicapped with the internet and challenges with other types of those types of tools, your support was invaluable, and this tool, I don't even notice that I pay for this service every month. It's just goes without speaking that it's just invaluable. Being able to load each client and know where their drug test is at, whether we're doing an instant test for them. We print their lab sheet right out of the portal, and the portal saves all their information, and we're able to give them a professional printed report on their way out the door, which they can give to their schools or employers or court, whatever they need it for, as well as all of the drug testing labs that we use. And the benefit is that we have this information at our fingertips at all times. So if someone calls a year or two down the road and says, could you print me off my complete file of drug testing that I did every month, I'm going to court and I just need a complete set and I'm missing a few, we're able to just in a matter of a couple of minutes pull all their reports out of one place, print them, email them to the client, and it's just been incredible in our level of providing service. And I just recently, how this is invaluable, came across a very difficult, frustrating situation with a lab that we use for hair drug testing where we were doing paper and pen a few years ago before we had the portal. And my client has been coming in monthly because he's involved in a lengthy, protracted divorce where he comes in monthly for hair tests, and he needed one of his initial hair tests, which we had done before we had portal. It was a 3-week battle to get an original copy of his hair test report with this lab, and it's one of the very big labs that we deal with. It was not easy. There shouldn't have been an issue in getting a copy of that report that they are legally required to keep on file for 7 years, but it was. So having our information at our fingertips rather than having to rely on the labs to keep all of this information helps us meet our goal of giving the best possible customer service that we can. The other way it helps is with our employers who set up accounts with us. It has a feature where we're able to enter the employer's information, what type of tests they'd like us to use for their employees, and how to report those results back to the employer, and how to bill them. We're able to put all that information in. So when an employee comes in, it just streamlines the whole process for everybody. We can look up the employer, which test are we doing for them. We test them, the employee leaves, we get the results directly back to the employer, and there's a feature called Online Account, which we try to set all our employers up with. So once the results are ready, they just get a flag that the results are ready. They have a password to sign into the company's online account, and they can see those results, as well as all of their employees' results are always kept in there. So they can see each employee in their account at all times. So the employers love that. They have everything in a secure file. None of this is stored in your computer. It's all offline on a cloud. So again, it protects your business. You're not having a lot of paper hanging around for any instant tests or other tests. And it's just been an invaluable tool. It streamlines what we do. My MAs are able to just jump in and out. We know if we're invoicing somebody for business, you know, what we're doing. If somebody calls up and needs another copy, we're able to put our fingers on their chart in the matter of just typing in their date of birth, and their chart comes right up, and we can print off another report. We can email it, fax it, whatever they have given us consent to do. So again, this tool has just been invaluable to us.
I'm just logging in as an account. So they have the same login page, and they have a different username and password. So they see only their donors. Okay, if you know this was from Banana Stick, they see only their donors in the portal, and they can log in at any time, at any place, from this year, but also from in the past. From, you know, it all keeps saved at one place.
The other benefit to it is it's very easy to set up a randomized pool, which many companies are required to have. And this tool is set up to pick and notify us who that random testee is of that day, and it sends an email right to the person at the company and lets them know that this employee has been picked to come in and test today. So when you're setting up randomized pools, you just look as professional as the big companies that do this. You're able to just work in tandem. It's seamless. It comes, the note pops up on your screen that so-and-so's due in for a randomized test. If they don't show, the employer's notified. So again, it just helps you be that much more professional and get those bigger business clients, as well as just give your personal clients exceptional service. And to keep everything organized in this one portal, the time the MAs save in gathering information, or that we get when someone calls on the phone and needs information or a copy of a report, you cannot even, you know, if you have not used a tool like this, the amount of time and energy it saves you. You get them their information right while they're on the phone. It's just seconds. So it's really a great tool. And I believe this one also will track if you're a location that gives vaccinations. We are not, so Jack could speak more to that. But I do use the instant testing. Is that on this portal?
The lab test to create
the like rapid strep and
yeah. So if you do, so there are two sections in the portal. There's the drug test side and the lab test side. If you do add lab test and you fill out the date of birth of the patient,
this is the best. It's pennies to spend a month for the value and the organization and the safety and just the client service and satisfaction of just taking a few seconds to put your fingers on their record. Because as I said, that large lab that we had a really difficult time for our regular customer getting hair results that they should have been able to get us in a short amount of time was something that is not unusual, and we've come up against it before. This you control. You can grab your results at any time for your client, and they'll always be there. So again, it's just an invaluable tool. It changed my business completely. It made it more efficient. It encourages return clients. When a physician calls, a physician's office, and says we didn't get this report, or could we see her last two as well, we're able, again, to put our finger right on these reports as we're on the phone and get them right over to them. They don't get that from any other lab service, and they send us more and more patients. So it's all about the service you provide, and that's what, you know, your growth and your return clients come from. And this tool allows us to give them that excellent organized service.
So there's also vaccination form in it if the donor wants to, or the patient wants to have a vaccination done.
Like I said, we do that TB test, and it's got the room for the two-step. We do that. That's one of our most popular. Okay. So I would say we use it for TB testing more than anything.
So it creates also that vaccination report like any other.
Flu, and I'm sorry, it's not flu season, so I'm not thinking, but flu season, it's invaluable as well. Flu shots go right in there. And some people need to prove to their employer, so again, you just get a professional printout that they've had the flu vaccine.
Anything else you want to say before we close, Shell?
All I can say is that these tools are invaluable. I did 3 things at once. I added a clinical portal, I did the drug testing portal, and I added Jack's Google campaign to my store all at the same time. And in 1 month's time, our sales had doubled. And like I said, we've been fortunate enough, I've said it before, and I'll always say it, to be in the top 10. It's just a place that when you're at the bottom scraping along, you think you'll never see. These tools, these 3 things that I put in place, put us in the top 10. Do we always stay there? No. Some months are slower than others, but we've been there quite a bit. And we're in New England. We're the only store in all 5 states here in New England, so we don't have any neighbors. It's very difficult for us to get out the message of who we are and what we do because we're the only store. So all these tools and the Google, it just gives our clients the best service, and the word has spread, and we had a really rough first 2 years, and once I put these 3 tools into place, it just boosted our business to a whole nother level, and it happened within exactly 1 month of instituting them, and it has continued to grow. So I'm a firm believer in all of these tools, and I wish I had had them from the start. You know, it's all about service. That's our main goal, is to give our clients the best service, because that's what they're paying for and that's what they deserve. And we get compliments every day, but without these type of tools, we would not be able to give that excellent customer service. These tools are invaluable, and I just can't say that enough, and that's why I was happy when Jack asked me to participate in this call, to just share my experience, because we've been using this for about 2.5 to 3 years, I believe, and it's a night and day. It's night and day, and I wish I had had it from day one. It's just invaluable to us.
Appreciate your time, Shell. I know you are busy, and I'm really pleased that you take this effort and doing that for me and for other locations who will not take benefit from it. And I want to thank you for all your support.
Well, thank you for helping me, Jack. And as owners, we're all in this together, and we learn from each other, and you know what works and what doesn't, and we're all trying to boost sales. I know how hard we all work for every dollar that we make, and when we share knowledge and what is working and what isn't working, it helps us all. And I'm more than happy to, I mean, honestly, I've told Jack over and over the years how much this has just changed my business. And when we were struggling so much, I just didn't know what to do. And when I came across these opportunities, went into it, and it's just the most easiest tools to use, and the Google campaign is phenomenal. And again, I just say it's the best money I ever spent. It just has boosted my business to levels I never, well, I was always hoping, but levels I didn't think I'd see as quickly as I did.
Thanks, Shell, and appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Jack.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.